Hi.
Arma Reforger just came out with a plethora of new features and plays on a beautiful new engine. My PC can barely run Arma 3. There is no way I could run Arma Reforger. Not so fast. You may have been playing Arma 3 for some time now and notice that you will never get over 30 FPS, 60 FPS, depending on whether you're playing in a multiplayer server or with mods. Although Arma Reforger's graphics are a significant improvement over Arma 3, you might still be able to play the game. In order for you to get an idea of how many frames per second you will get if you play Arma Reforger, we're going to compare the frames per second I get in Arma 3 to the frames per second I get in Arma Reforger. So that way you can compare how many frames per second you get in Arma 3 to guess about how many frames you might get in Arma Reforger. But first, if you would like me to make more videos, please hit the like button and click subscribe. Let's start with Arma 3 on high settings. So I went and just set Arma 3 to ultra settings because that's the highest settings that it has, and compared regular walking and shooting, explosions, and AI. And this is what I found. Regular walking and shooting at an average FPS of 52. Blowing up a vehicle would be around 32 frames per second with the smoke involved. And the AI, I've created a gigantic battle where the AI, I got about 33 frames per second, but as soon as the tank started blowing up, it cut in half all the way down to 16. So combination of a bunch of AI with explosions really killed the frames per second, which we all know and love from Arma 3. Now let's check out Arma Reforger on its highest settings. Walking and shooting found me an average of 63 frames per second. And surprisingly, explosions with the smoke and the fire of a vehicle got me 62 frames per second, so it barely dropped, unlike in Arma 3. Explosions actually went up 76 frames per second. That was probably due to less assets in the screen. And AI, about 36 frames per second. So comparing Arma 3 and Reforger on low settings, I actually had slightly better frames per second on Arma 3 on regular walking and shooting, but when you took an account for explosions and AI, it was essentially the same as Reforger. If anything, Reforger was still more stable than Arma 3 when it came to frames per second on low settings. So what's the verdict? It definitely looks like Arma Reforger just runs better than Arma 3. After looking at those comparisons, you might feel empowered to go ahead and buy Arma Reforger. That sounds great and you will probably be fine, but before you buy any game, I always recommend that you check the system requirements. Arma Reforger does have significantly higher system requirements than Arma 3. The minimum requirements is 8 GB of RAM, GPU of GeForce GTX 1650 or Radeon R7 240, or a CPU of the Core i5 4460 or AMD FX 4300. And for recommended requirements, the RAM doubles to 16 GB, and the GPU and CPU are also significantly better. And as expected, Arma 3, being a much older game, has much lower system requirements. And as another frame of reference, I'm sharing with you my computer specs. CPU is the Ryzen 7 3700X with 16 GB of RAM, and my graphics card is the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080. You now know what frames per second to expect in Arma Reforger depending on how Arma 3 runs on your PC, and that Arma Reforger might actually get more FPS than Arma 3. I hope this video helped you decide whether or not you want to purchase Arma Reforger. If you would like me to make more videos, please hit the like button and click subscribe. You may have noticed that I made Arma 3 look like Arma Reforger via mods. Check out that video by visiting the link in the description. And for those who want to squeeze more juice from your PC and get more frames per second in Arma 3, find the link in the description for my video on how to boost FPS in Arma 3.